welcome to another RSR. Tonight I'm reviewing PSG 5, Inter Milan 0 in the 2025 UEFA Champions League final. The champions of Europe are PSG. They have won the second ever Champions League European Cup for France and their first ever Champions League trophy. PSG has finally won one. Their trek is over. Their legacy of failure is over, just like Man City's 2 years ago against the same team. But this time, Inter got their ass whipped. Point blank period. They got dog walked. They got belt to ass. Whatever you want to say, they got beat up. Whatever you want to say is what it was. You can't mince words. This was an ass kicking. An ass kicking. The system that Inter plays was a mousetrap. PSG absolutely went and said, hey, your system don't scare us. We play a system that could absolutely destroy your system. That beat Barcelona. That beat teams on this path. You are not beating us. And PSG stepped up and said, all right, we're the favorites here. People think we're going to win because we're a big club and we're the best team in Europe and we've played the best all year out of European teams. And yes, no, PSG are the best team in Europe. This team as a group deserves to be the first team to take it home for PSG. It's true. Even though they're an oil club, and I feel the same way about them winning the trophy as I did Man City, because I'm not a hypocrite. They're both old clubs that should be the heels in this situation. It's not because I'm biased. I would have rooted for Barcelona if they made it to this final, which, if you know, Hala Madrid. I would have rooted for Barcelona if they made this final because at least they have a fan base that's connected to their fans, to the Catalonians. They're not an old club. I think it was Real versus Man City in 23, but either way, for that semifinal. So either way, PSG, I feel the same way about them winning it as I do Man City 2 years ago. I feel the same way. Not just because they're playing an Italian team, but because they're an oil club, because they're built by oil money. Like, they're not a club that's connected to their fans. Like, yeah, do they succeed? Yeah. Are the fans happy? Yeah, but the values are not there. But either way, PSG's team is built to be a team. Mbappe was the problem. Messi was the problem. They had too many egos. Look at that video of Luis Enrique trying to teach Mbappe how to press with 2 months to go on his contract before he went to Madrid. The man is built of an ego, Mbappe. There's a reason why they didn't win with him. Or Neymar. PSG had the same problems that the Toronto Maple Leafs had when they had Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe. The core didn't show up when it mattered. The egos clashed, and they lost. But with a team full of players who were on the same wavelength, on the same pattern, on the same mindset, Luis Enrique made them a wagon. And I'll give him that. Like, does it feel better to see PSG win? I could see the argument that people will make. I could see the argument. The people will be like, but Luis Enrique is such a cool guy. This team is amazing to watch, which they are. But it's still, just because you don't pay attention to Ligue 1 and you think they're failures and they finally overcame their failure, okay, they're still an oil club. I don't care how cool Luis Enrique is. I don't care how lovable he is. I don't care how awesome this team plays. They play awesomely. Yes, perfect. They do. They are an amazing team. But this is like Man City winning the Champions League, finally. It's the same thing. it's the same thing, and it happened to the same club. And this time, Inter got their shit rocked. Like, they could have beat Man City if Lukaku would have put the ball at the back of the net instead of kicking it away. This time, no, there was no chance in hell. Like, PSG played the perfect game. Goals were scored as follows. 12th minute, Achraf Hakimi scores. Doué plays it on. Hakimi has an open net. All he has to do is tap it in. He did. 1-0. 20th minute, Dembele crosses it in to Desiree Doué. Desiree Doué with a strike with a little bit of a deflection off to Marco. Gets past Sommer. 2-0. Halftime, it is 2-0 for PSG, and it would get worse from there. 63rd minute, Desiree Doué with another goal. Dembele with a back heel pass to Vitinha. Vitinha plays it on to Doué. Doué takes the shot into the near post. Just past Sommer. 3-0, 63rd minute. 73rd minute, Kavica Kvaratskhelia scores a goal. Ball played over the top. He makes a run. Bangs it in. What a goal for Kvaratskhelia. He's still Napoli to his heart because he put the dagger into Inter, just like Napoli took the Scudetto from them. 4-0, 73rd minute. And then 86th minute, make a name for yourself, kid. Seni Mayulu with a goal. What a shot, too. Barcola with the assist. Mayulu gets in, takes the shot, just past the rib of Sommer, off the post and in. That's a goal. 5-0, 86th minute. Make a name for yourself, kid. Jeez. 5-0 full time. What a shot. The second biggest game win in a European Cup final ever. The biggest was 7-3 Madrid versus Frankfurt when it was the European Cup. This is the biggest win in a Champions League branded final ever. Second biggest win in European Cup final history. That's how big this was. And yeah, PSG played an amazing game. They did. They did. Like, I'm not salty at all. Even though I'm wearing an Italy jersey, I'm not salty at all. At least about the fact that an Italian club got their shit rocked. I'm not salty at all. They deserved to get their shit rocked. The way Inter played, the score effects didn't even take over. The score effects didn't even take over. They just didn't do anything. They didn't go to the net, which you should have. Stats are as follows. Look at this. 23 shots to 8. 8 shots on goal to 2. You call that going to the net? Well, if you're PSG, yeah. If you're Inter, no. 59% possession to 41% possession. 529 passes to 352. 88% pass accuracy to 82% pass accuracy. 13 fouls to 7. 0 offside to 5. 2 yellow cards 3. 0 red cards 0. 4 corners to 6. PSG went and whipped them apart. Ripped them apart, whipped them up, belt to ass. Inter had no shot in hell of winning this game. When that first goal went in, they gave up. They threw in the towel. They showed the white flag, which, weirdly enough, right? But they were like, we're done. PSG just jumped on them from minute 1 to 90. No stoppage time. Well, 2 minutes at the first half, but no stoppage time at the 90th minute. It was that bad. They jumped on them and stayed on them. They didn't pull off the gas. They didn't let score effects take over. PSG dominated the ball on and off the ball. They dominated possession on and off the ball. Off the ball, they found a way to just swallow up the possession from Inter. There was no dangerous possession from them at all, which this team can make dangerous possession. They have Lautaro, Thuram. They can make dangerous possession, but PSG controlled everything. They made this game play like a puppet master. They were the puppet masters. They were pulling the strings on the ball, off the ball, everywhere. Mentality, shots, passes, they were the puppet masters. They played this like a fiddle, a masterful fiddle. That's how they played this game. And I will give PSG their credit. I'm not giving them their credit. I gave Man City credit back in 2023. Did I want to see them win? No. Because one, yes, Serie A fan. Second of all, oil clubs shouldn't win the Champions League. Game's gone. But again, Inter, allows a oil club to win the Champions League for the first time in their history after a legacy of failure, because of course they do. And this time it was worse. They got their shit rocked. It's worse when you get your shit rocked. If you could stand up and say, hey, we could have won that game if our striker actually put the ball to the back of the net instead of putting it away from the net, we would have won. This time, no, you ain't got that excuse. You got embarrassed, demolished. Que schifo. Que schifo. Simple. I don't know. I legit don't know what you have to do to play this badly in a European final. How? Well, you're a Toronto Maple Leafs fan, Ryan. You saw them lose 6-1 on home ice in Game 5 and 7 against the Florida Panthers. You should know. Sometimes you just don't show up. Yeah, but PSG is the ones known for not showing up. What happened here? What happened here? I have no idea why they didn't show up at all. Like, this is a European final. You got to put your mouth, your body, your head, anything. You got to put everything on the line. Everything on the line to win. This is your last game of the season. Well, normally, both these teams are going to the Club World Cup, so it depends on how you look at it. That could be their first game of preseason, or the Club World Cup's the end of their season. You don't know how to call it. I'm not sure. It depends on what you want to call it. I say end of the season, because they still have a little bit of a break before they go back to preseason and fly back to America to do preseasons. So, this was your last game of the season in normal times. Right now, it isn't. You're going to the Club World Cup. Both of you. Both of you. I guarantee you that Inter looks like an absolute fallen giant sitting duck right now. Let's see. Are we covering any of their games? Let's see. I don't see any. Well, if they're going to be a sitting duck, we ain't going to see it. At least till the knockout stage. Either way, PSG, they might roll that competition. PSG is the best team in Europe right now, which may mean they're the best team in the world. We're going to find out very soon. Very soon. If they take it seriously, it's going to be hard for me to say somebody's going to beat them. Let's be real. Let's be real. Oh, and yeah, they play Tottenham in the Super Cup as well. That's going to be ugly. We'll be live for it, but that's going to be ugly. You want to talk about ugly? Ay. And you're still going to play that high line. Oh, Lord. You want to talk about ugly. This was ugly. Simple as this game was ugly. You can't cut it any other way. It was ugly for Inter. For PSG, dominant. But they absolutely just threw... They knocked them out and still threw punches. They were knocked out on their feet. They still threw punches. This was like freaking Drago versus Creed. A wonderful historical champion falls down to the might of a mercenary. Your club's dead. Delete the club. You have to. After this, you got to delete the club. Simple. With that being said, man of the match, Desiree Doué. 2 goals, assist. Damn good game from Desiree Doué. Simple. With that being said, if you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I will see you at 6:25 Central, 7:25 Eastern for Toronto FC versus Charlotte FC. And that still isn't it for tonight. We still have the Club World Cup play-in between LAFC and America live and review. So we have 2 more games to do, live and review today. We're still busy. We're not done yet, We keep pushing. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace. Congratulations, PSG. Commiserations, Inter. Not that you deserve it because you got your ass kicked, but still. Peace.